a Saturday afternoon after the World Series is finished. So this is new for me in the fact that I usually have a script, and I'm just going to utilize the pictures here because I do think they say a million things about what's going on. So how do you go from here? This was circa 1968. You see the wooden press box, Channel 8. Some of us are old enough to remember the first or the second TV station in here. The old scoreboard that we had, Mesa Federal Savings was the sponsor. Now, by the way, Home Loan State Bank and Home Loan Insurance. But we still pay for that. City Market had the old bucket truck to be able to put some of the numbers on there. A new scoreboard came on about 15 years ago. We got other sponsors, big sponsors to be involved with, and everybody gets to use it in the community. So how do you go from all that to this? $8.3 million renovation in order for us to be able to continue having JUCO for the next 25 years here. And I hope you remember that we just celebrated our 60th anniversary. $8.3 million that has morphed into this facility right here. Football field JUCO started originally when we turfed at. The track's been resurfaced by JUCO. These stands over here on the west side was paid for by JUCO. I already mentioned the tower. It's people like this, 80+ volunteers. And those people that you see right there, some have had their grandfather work on this committee over the last 60 years. Some are 16 years old and they wanted to be involved because they grew up at the ballpark at JUCO. To see exciting events like what you see here, the people that support it, everybody's on the outfield fence. Everybody does what they want to do because all the dollars stay here. Some of the people we've had come into JUCO to speak to us, Willie Mays, and obviously the leadership of Sam Supplizio, who the field's named after, is the passion that every one of these 80+ volunteer feels. Tony LaRussa, I actually took that picture, sitting next to him when he spoke, holding in JUCO 2014. And Tony LaRussa, noticed his 3 World Series rings. I was enthralled by those, but he said this is a class deal. Sam was the one that got me involved 30 years ago. He had one of those things when he hired me in the insurance business, say, hey kid, if you can't hit, maybe you can sell insurance. And on top of that, maybe you can take over the tournament for me. So what happens is everybody gets and feels that sense of family. We have people that come here, have been coming here for over 60 years, and they tell us those stories. And we built facilities like that without tax dollars. And everybody gets involved. Bryce Harper, if you remember him, I don't know if you just saw this in the paper, he's out to be a free agent. They're talking about a 14-year, $540 million contract. He played here when he was 16 years old. He went to the clinics, again, family atmosphere, signing autographs, and he was phenomenal. But that same year, you're going to see his picture come up here, the guy that was the MVP was a young guy named Dustin Carville, right here, from Iowa Western. Dustin Carville led the tournament in hitting. Bryce Harper was second. Bryce Harper is now making $1 million or $10 million a year. He's teaching 2nd grade in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Oh, wow.
But I got to tell you, he's probably impacting as many people doing that as what Bryce Harper's doing out on the baseball field. Those are the stories. This young man wrote me a thank you note after he got the MVP. I said, it was all you work, it wasn't us. This is my family. These are kids that have grown up with us. My daughter at the back in the insurance, my son over here holding the ball in insurance, Walt Bergman's 2 kids that are both business guys, Mandy Buller and Steve Bullers that are now in law and financial services. And now we've grown up to have over 7,000 followers on Facebook and another 10,000 followers on Twitter. But we still have the sense of family right here. If you can see. We have a volunteer that makes sure that they show up what's going on and try to keep it going throughout the youth. So I'm impressed because we do it for the right reasons and we do it for the fans, and nobody cares. I just mentioned it to Bill in the audience. Nobody cares who gets the credit. But if you really want to get the story, the library here has, I think, 5 or 6 copies of this, so you can check out the history of JUCO. It really talks about snippets throughout the last 60 years, written by all sorts of people. And I'll leave you with this. This was after last year's championship game. I hope you know about our Challenger baseball program, the Buddies. Sam Jack got really close to a number of people, including this young man right here. Sam Jack lost the championship ball game. That poor young man was so distraught that he could not walk